My name is David C. Jones. I'm the Culture Vulture, and I just last night saw with a lot of very happy people and a lot of very concerned people, some people distressed as well. Vic and Flo saw Bear by director Denis Côté. What a fantastic film, first off, congratulations. No, it's a very unusual film because it's a drama, it's a romance. It turns into sort of a gangster revenge. Like, what do you think people need to know if they're going to see this film? Because it's quite shocking, the film, at times.
Well, of course, I have my little formula saying it's a kind of a big pizza, that film, and it has to hold together.
Yeah.
And I was totally scared when it was over. I didn't know if it was a comedy, a drama, a joke, or there's some gore at the end, there's some grotesque. It's a romance film turning vengeance film. So you don't know if you're allowed to do something like that. You know, you have no clue how the audience will react. So you're in the dark.
Right.
But in the end, reactions are so good that I think the pizza is holding together.
It holds together.
You know?
But so that's what you say when someone goes, "Oh, I'm going to go see a film." You go, "It's a pizza film."
It's a pizza film with a lot of pepperoni on it.
Okay. Now, you also, last night I stayed for the talk back, you talked about that you had the challenges of you wanted to write for women, you wanted to mix these genres together. Did this film come about because you were like, I want to make a film with these challenges, or did you have a story first and then put the challenges on top of that?
I think I'm a bit of a cerebral guy, so my only passion is cinema.
Right.
I'm not a social kind of filmmaker. I'm not making cinema to change the world. I'm not obsessed by subjects. I don't read something in a book or in a newspaper and I want to make a film out of it. I'm just obsessed by cinema language. So the form is always coming before the content.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying for some people it's a bit of a sad answer, but my urgency comes from cinema, not by my subject.
Right.
So for this film, I wanted, of course, to write for women because I wrote for so many. 7 of my films were for men, and I was afraid to write for women. You have to do it well, you know. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to blend genres, and I didn't know if I was allowed to take a romance and transform it into a vengeance film. So it's a bit of a lab film, you know. It's
Right.
not experimental. I think a large audience can watch it, but it's I'm obsessed by cinema and how to construct it and deconstruct it.
Well, one of the things that I admired about it was that it's good that you're challenging yourself and finding things that excite you.
Always.
But it wasn't indulgent. It wasn't you going, I'm doing this because you do have an eye, I think, for
Well,
an
I
audience
used to do it.
experience. Oh, yeah?
used to do it. Some people were like, "Oh, that film is for him first." You know, he's trying to please himself. And I made 7 now, and I know how to consider the audience more nowadays. And
Right.
I made a film with animals before that called Bestiaire, and it was all about the audience. And now I really need to have this collaboration with the audience in my film. And I think Vic and Flo was that sort of
Nice.
experience. And finally, I can erase myself a bit more, but I'm still there. I'm pulling the strings,
Yeah.
of course. But it's great when you don't feel the filmmaker too much.
Yeah, and what was your biggest realization as a young filmmaker now that you've done a lot? What was something, as you were going through the process, maybe something that would be advice for them that you go, here's something that I didn't realize, but now I always do when I'm working on a film, or that I always make sure I do when I'm working on a film?
Well, I guess it would be a series of advices for young people. You know, I go a lot in schools and universities, and I see all these aspiring filmmakers, and I always tell them a big cliche that cinema is a social art. What I mean by that is you have to meet people.
Right.
A lot of filmmakers, they think they can make a film alone. They are poets, and they can make a film by hiding in their bedroom. Well, play guitar or do paintings. You know, cinema is a very hard social capitalist art, so you always need to shake hands, meet people. And I guess I learned that, you know. In the beginning, I thought I would be alone and make my film and do everything alone. But nowadays, I like to consider people more, and it's really, really, really social. If you're an antisocial artist, you won't make films, you know. So I
Right.
guess I learned that, and so I'm trying to open myself to a bit more collaborators, let's say. And
Well, and it sounds like then you've gone even further now that you're opening it up more to the audience as well.
as
So,
well.
nice.
So you try to be you try not to make any concessions, but when you get older, you don't want to get more commercial. You know, you don't become that super whore making films, you know, but
This one has a meteor.
You try to keep your personality, your signature, but consider the audience a bit more.
Nice.
That doesn't mean to be more commercial. It's just a respect for your audience.
I found the film, like I said, very audacious. I use that word. A little cheeky.
Yeah,
At times. I think it's an amazing achievement. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
This is it.